It is 81 degrees out right now, feels like 85. It's a nice hot summer day in good old Maryland. Humidity is quite high as well, but I am on my way right now to Colby's house. I'm gonna go do some work on the Rambler. I haven't done anything on that in quite a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that up on the lift. I'm gonna take the wheels off, take the tires off, show you the obliterated tires if you didn't catch them in my last video, and then I'll go ahead and show you what I got to put on. We're gonna go ahead and show you what it looks like with the new tires, maybe a little bit of the process as well. So let's go ahead, get on over there. Hopefully construction traffic lets up because it is completely deadlocked in the right lane right now, but what can you do? We're sitting here for the time being. It's been about 5 minutes that I've been sitting here, and the AC in the truck doesn't work, so getting a little hot, but I'll live. Catch you there. So I got the Rambler parked down here. I have not moved it much recently, as you can tell by the fact that it is quite dirty and it's been sitting a while. If you missed the tire damage in the last video, here's a first look at it in this one. You can see that it is got some of the worst tread separation I have ever seen. Completely blew off. Kind of crazy how that happened. I'll give you a quick recap on what exactly went down there. So quick rundown of what happened. So I had this parked up at a friend's house who lives near a major highway, major intersection to get some more eyes on it. I had the sticker up on the window and it was sitting there for quite some time. I told the full story here in this last video that I mentioned before, so go ahead and check that out if you haven't. But to give the short version, I needed to transport it back. I knew the tires were getting bad, I just didn't know how bad they were, and I wanted to do it at night just to make sure that it was safer and there were less people on the road in case it did happen to blow out. Long story short, the whole car was shaking like this the whole way. I knew that they were getting bad, I knew that I couldn't keep driving in them, so I parked it in a little gravel patch right next to Colby's 1983 F-150, which is sitting over there. So I had it sitting there on that little gravel pad next to the truck. Tires were fine, shaky, but fine. I had to move it one day, so I backed it up there, moved it here, maybe 20 total feet of driving, and the tread just completely split apart. I heard something whipping the underside of the car. I looked, and it was my tire blown apart. So, long story short, a lot of sitting and a lot of old dry rottedness just happened to cause that to split. I don't know if you saw it, but these are all seasons Guardsmen made by Sears. So I don't know when Sears made tires last. I'm not old enough to remember seeing Sears tires commonly on cars. They're old, they're rotted. I can't sell it like this. Still trying to sell it. If you're interested, let me know. But we're going to go ahead and rip those tires off and change them. Now, truthfully, I don't have full confidence in this starting. It's been a while since I've booted this thing up. I don't know if that was a wasp that just flew out. I hope not. There are plenty of wasps around here. But I'm going to go ahead and try to start it up. Oh, there's a wasp. Go away. Please? You see him in there? Come on, buddy, get out. I don't want you in here. Oh, there's a lot. Okay, I'm gonna have to take care of that. I'll tune back in once I've gotten the wasps out of here. Don't get me wrong, I like bees. Bees are cool, no problems with them. Hornets and wasps, I don't mess with them. I have been lit up by so many over the years. Several on my wrist at one time, last time. And I don't like to chance it. So, I think I got them shoot out. I only had to spray one of them because it wouldn't get out. We're going to go ahead and see if this thing starts. I don't have much confidence in it starting like I was saying before, so we'll go ahead and see. Oh, she dead. Alrighty, so I guess I'll go ahead and hook that up to the jump pack. Give it a few minutes to charge, something like that. I'm going to go ahead and move the truck out of the way so we can get the Chevelle out of the garage so that we can get the Rambler in the garage and get the tires off of it once it has enough charge to drive. If it doesn't charge up enough in the next couple minutes, because it has been some time now, we'll go ahead and just either throw a jump pack on it or go ahead and jump it. So I'm pulling over here in the grass. Gonna go ahead, throw it in park, start with the Chevelle, move it out, and then we will work on getting the Rambler in. On, ready? 1, 2, 3. There we go. Got it. If you bump it, that's all you really need just to get it down off that lip. Apparently it's almost done charging, which I don't believe if we're being honest here, but you know what? Let's go ahead, toss these down here, toss this down here, and see if she'll start. All right, come on, start for Papa. It never starts that fast.
Right.
I don't think it has ever once started that fast for me.
Don't worry, nothing else can go wrong.
What in the world? I mean, I'll take it, but...
It's also pretty warm out.
Cool. All right, well then we'll get that into the garage. I thought that was gonna take a lot longer. Idling nice and quiet. Been going for a couple minutes now, so I'm gonna try to back it up, see if I have any luck, and then make it into the garage. You can see the tire's still holding air too, miraculously, so I'm gonna see if I can make it in there with the tread separation like that, because what's the worst that'll happen? That's burning hot. Reverse, is it gonna sputter out and die, or we got it? Oh, that didn't sound good. Probably just my brakes popping off. Definitely sputtering a little bit, but it also hasn't been ran in a couple weeks now. Heck, pushing a couple months since it's seen the roads. Oh, you hear that? That's my tread separation rubbing against the inner fender wall. That does not sound good. But I also didn't want to put on the spare just to have to move it 50 feet, you know? Probably just pull it in forward, no point trying to maneuver it around, back it up. In drive now. That sounds terrible! I've got to drive this thing. It's been 73 years. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get the lift post centered underneath of them.
Has a frame I can put the lift arms in.
It's body on frame, son. A little goofy, ain't it?
Yeah.
Body on frame in the 60s was not unheard of, but it wasn't common. But we'll go ahead, we'll slide those underneath of there, and then get this thing lifted up so that we can remove those garbage tires. Wow, all right. Think that's good there?
Yeah, you can sit on a stool and get them off.
Yeah, take it to air jail. So we'll go ahead and pop off these caps right here. These old Rambler caps that you'll never see anywhere else. I was also feeling around on these tires. Not that tires normally feel wet, but this one like just feels particularly dry. Like you can rub your finger against it and just... I don't know if you can hear that, but there's cracks running all along here. I don't know why I'm showing this to you now. I'll take these off and then show them to you. So I got these last time with a flathead screwdriver. Colby's getting the other side too, and I'm trying to do it single-handed. Come out pretty easy. Ah. There we go. So I'll go ahead and sit that here. A lot of cobwebs in here, and there's a lot of cobwebs in the other ones too. So I'll go ahead and shove this in here. You can see it really is as simple as that. So this one pops off, and this one has even more cobwebs. Looking at the other side, we also...
There he goes.
There's a spider living in my wheel.
Is this more than the other side?
Yeah, it's about the same, close to it. That one's like got more dense. The other one's more in the middle. How's it taste?
Cotton candy.
Mmm. And this is the other side too, which has bugs of some sort living in there. So this is becoming a wildlife refuge, which is not at all what I want, which is why I'm changing the tires, because I do want to try to drive this a little more over the summer. It's been sitting a lot longer than I've liked it to. You find a socket that fits?
Looks like 19, but I feel like it's a little loose. I'm gonna see if the metric one, standard one fits.
Cool. So I'm gonna go ahead here. I got a 19 mil socket on it, and it looks like it fits. Cool. Something tells me this have not been taken off in quite some time. I don't know if it's the literal cobwebs or what. There we go. So I'm gonna hand loosen those now. Slide that one off. Kind of that little cone shape to it on the lug nuts. This one almost feels a little cross-threaded, which I hope it's not, because that would suck. That tire's got some bounce to it.
Got some recoil.
I'm worried it's gonna blow up in my face. This brake drum looks older than every human on Earth. A little bit of rub to it too.
I'm like, I think this tire is salvageable.
You think so?
Come look at it.
Let's come take a look.
I think if we just, you know, we could Gorilla Glue this back together and we could fill in this space and then just resurface the grooves, and I think it would be fine.
I was gonna say we have a few options there, so we can either send it as is. That's the cheapest method. It'll cost a couple flap discs, but if we get like a grinder disc or a Sawzall blade, chop this part off and like sand it flat, will be good. Or sand the whole thing flat. Or, like you were saying, Gorilla Glue here.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking to make up for the spot in the middle, rather than leaving it blank, we take like 30 sheets of 100 grit sandpaper and just cut it to form and then tape it in there.
Yeah, I figured you can do that. And also, when we sit it back down on the ground, it might still be a little bit noticeable. So if we sit it back on the ground like this, you won't even be able to see it.
Dude, that's actually a good point. If I park like that from now on, so that you can only see the top, it looks fine.
Exactly.
Disclaimer, don't ever do any of that. Probably can't see it on camera, but I just blew and a huge cloud of dust just came out of here. Oh.
Your plate.
Thank you, sir. Dinner is served. I serve it. Oh my goodness.
You dropped your food.
Your dinner. Lug nuts with a side of dry rotted tires. Or actually, it'd be quite the opposite. Dry rotted tires with a side of lug nuts.
Dude, we've been over this. They're not dry rotted. They're fine.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. You raise a very good point. Little mess going up there.
What divers?
Let's see if there's anything in there. Uh-oh. Like a game of Russian roulette.
No, they're not in there.
We're good. So here's the wheelless Rambler. It looks like a spaceship right now.
It does.
Like it looks like it's floating off the ground. Well, it is floating off the ground, but yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, take those tires over there, take them in the daylight and show you what we're looking at. Alrighty, so here are the tires, showing them to you in the daylight. This one is obviously the worst, or arguably the most gnarly, depending on how you want to look at it. Very dry feeling on the inside, very, I don't know. I can't think of what the word I'm looking for is, because
Terrible.
I know, it's just
Heinous.
dry rotted. It's the best way to put it, but very dry feeling on the outside. You can see like bumps in here where it's starting to go in. Maybe there's from toe straps. All the dry rot cracks forming here, dry rot around the edges, and then obviously the complete blowout right here. So you can see the stitching in there. I just drove on it, so you can see that it is still in fact holding air. Watch out real quick if I pick it up and drop it. Ow, right on my foot. You can see that it does still hold some air and a little bit of moisture.
So
I guess
fine.
this is from the rain. Yeah, exactly. Fine. Good to drive on. Ones over here are better, but not by a lot. You can see the severe dry rot cracking coming in here. The tread separation was probably about to happen on these as well. It does go all the way around the edge, and it's making its way down the middle here, so probably would have led to a blowout if I did drive on that anymore. Got some bumps in here. It's definitely not smooth either. Cracking starting to form along right here. Once again, Sears steel-belted radial tires here. Flip it over on the other side, and it is just dry feeling here. There's little chunks here that are starting to peel off. It doesn't feel good. This one's probably about the same here, just a little bit of cracking here on the inside, nothing too much. A little bit of rust on this wheel on the inside, and the other side looks about the same. You can see though the tread's still pretty good here. It's honestly not too bad. Still got a lot of tread life left in here, but all the rest of the life is out of it. There's also a lot of cracking going on up here, some cracking going on in between tread lines here, and some cracking going on right here. Once again, this feels very rough like the inside here, so not good to drive on. And then the last one here just has a whole lot of cracking that spans all the way around here. All in all, none of these tires are salvageable, and there would not be a point in having one 20 to 30-year-old tire and 3 good ones, or vice versa. So we'll go ahead and throw them in the truck. As we throw them in the truck, I'll show you what the new ones are that we have to put on, and then we will ride up to go mess with the tire machine and throw them on. I've got a new set here of Starfire Solaris Classics. You can see if they're white walls or blue walls right now until I wash them off. They are 20575R14. Or 2057514s. I just felt like saying it goofy. I don't know, it sounded funnier in my head. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put these on. As you can tell by the blue paint on the outside, these are brand new, and they're white walls, which is not what I was going for, but they had them, and they were the right price, so I bought them. See right here that it feels much nicer. I mean, you can't see that, but I can verify for you by telling you. Feels a lot better. Feels like it's got a much more rubber texture to it. Doesn't feel like it's going to slip. There you go. So, looks good. Once again, brand new, and I imported them from Delaware where they don't have state taxes and they don't have as high of tire taxes, so transporting them over the Maryland state line, I was able to get these a lot cheaper. Very happy about that. I think I got them for $89 a piece, so doing the math here, that's just shy of $360 for a set of tires, so not too shabby. So these are going in the truck, the old ones are going in the truck, and then we'll go get the tire machine and keep you updated there. All loaded up, new tires in the back, old ones in the front. Go ahead, close it.
I want to get it. You gotta put it back up. I gotta start it again.
Okay.
It's like kids with a juice box. Like you put the straw in for them. They're like, no, I'll just get a new one. It's okay.
Then they go get a new one and stab it in, and then they chug it.
Yep.
And then they ask for the first one that you opened.
Yeah.
And it's
they're
like,
oh,
the only
it's
difference
killed
was
here now.
exactly. Then they
You know,
get
the
two
only
juice
difference is
boxes.
I didn't put the straw in, but since I didn't, you know, I didn't have the feeling of it like puncture. Let's go see Uncle Ricky.
Okay. Let's get going.
You gotta delete it though.
Okay. So nut just holds it, right?
Yep, so that's all that goes on. Just bang that on together. This is what breaks the bead from the top. Then this thing down here comes up, breaks the bead from the bottom. Then we just put the bar in here on this particular angle. Hit the air, goes around. Do the top bead first.
From the bottom, right?
Then we pull this out, slip this under, and do the bottom bead. Sometimes that don't catch all the way the first time. This is an old machine. We're gonna knock the wheel weights off first.
Doink.
Yeah, who knows if they even did anything anymore.
So then we're going to reverse the process. We're going to use the other end of this bar. Slips on the bead like that. But we're going to force half the tire on.
By hand.
The rim by hand. Then hit the air. That's the bottom bead. This time, it's always good to push this down so it gets under that lip. Bada boom, and that's that. Now this tire machine, got it free from Norris Ford. It's like, this thing's like 50 years old. Norris Ford had it for a lot of years.
Where was Norris Ford at?
In Dundalk.
Oh, okay.
And Rob got it for free. He had it at his house because he worked there.
Right.
He had it at his house for years, and I kept going over there changing tires. He's like, why don't you just take it to your house? Now I've had it a little over 20 years.
Right.
Can't complain about that.
No, I've changed a lot of race car tires.
I was gonna say this thing's been here as long as I can remember. To Goodyear because I just took him to Tire Village. I it was lame.
But one thing to remember here is always take your valve stem out first. If you try this with it full of air, it's not going to turn out well.
Sure, it's not too fun. Sure, it's a mistake you only make once.
That bottom one don't want to catch on the first try. Give it a little
Sometimes you gotta help
persuasion.
Want to see this one on the inside? Yeah, see, it looks fine on the inside.
Yeah.
Just the external damage. Look how weak this is.
Goodness. You can see the air.
Yeah.
You didn't pay anything.
It's the best free
Oh, I bet.
tool I ever got.
So free stuff is only as good as you make of it, as
Yeah.
long as you use it enough.
I mean, I've used this so much I would have bought it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, now once I had it, because doing them by hand was a pain in the butt.
Yep.
And then running them to a place and paying, even back then, 20 years ago, you pay $20 a piece probably.
Uh-huh.
It's not like that last full part. The inside of these looks really good though.
I know, I was going to say surprisingly good. Yep, I grew up right by there.
Yeah. They put it in the back of my truck
Mm-hmm.
in a crate, and I paid like $1,200 for it. That was in 1998.
Can't complain about that.
Now they're nowhere near that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still get one for about 25, I think.
He's taking air. Lift down there.
It'll pop.
There we go.
Alright, that's one side. Take it off with the other side. Yep. That's on.
Come on. I haven't even carpet.
Yeah. Yes.
I was gonna say, I've never done a set of tires outside of just dropping them off to a shop, but I imagine this is probably about as smooth as it gets.
It is. They didn't even like have that. There's a satisfying pop when they pop one. Like,
Yeah.
But
These ones went on, didn't even hear nothing.
yeah, you'll find inconsistencies in wheels and tires. The same exact tire, you'll find one's tighter on the rim than the other,
Yeah.
or one rim is tighter than the other.
Yeah.
Always interesting.
Mission success.
One more look before they get disposed of wherever I find that'll take them. If you look inside, they actually all do look pretty good. I'd say all 4 of them look a lot better than I expected. Rubber in here honestly isn't too bad as well, and it doesn't feel nearly as dry, just the outside here. This one just about the same. And the same. And the same, but with no integrity left here. And you can see that it's ripping right here where my thumb is as well. Quite frankly, it's a miracle that I didn't have a blowout on this thing. Very thankful that things turned out the way that they were and that I stayed safe on these tires. They definitely lived a good life and they definitely lived towards the end, but time to say goodbye. So we are about to do the final step before installing the tires, and we are going to balance them. And by balance them, I mean I'm going by a standard that I refer to as the good enough standard. I'm trying to sell this thing. I want it to be safe. I want it to be good to go. Putting new tires on it was already a big step in making it safe, but we're going to make sure that it's balanced so that it drives well. So we have a little portable tire balancer here. You can see how this thing works. Got a little bubble in the center. It's not perfectly centered, but as long as it's around there, I'm pretty good with it. By good enough standard, I mean as long as it reads relatively good and it's not bulged up against the end, we'll call it good. So Colby will demonstrate here. If we take the wheel and we put it on, it'll slide onto that cone-shaped shaft right there and kind of center itself on there. So we'll put that on, let go, tap it a little bit because it does need to center itself out and level. But if we look now, you can see that that is actually right within there. I don't know if the camera's focusing. I'm doing it the wrong way here. But that sits what seems like perfectly inside of there, actually. So I'll take it. That's number 1 down. Oh,
You got it?
on to the next. I can't set it down. I'm going to need some help. Yeah.
What was this in the bubble? If anything, it favors this side a little bit.
I was going to say, I'll take it, though. As long as it's within the circle, I'm not upset by it. Number 3. Okay. Cool. Number 4. I can't believe they all came in within the bubble.
Yeah.
I was expecting one to be off, but I don't even have to go by the good enough standard.
Was a tiny bit to one side, but not enough to need a weight.
But that was... I'm impressed, actually. I guess we'll just go ahead and throw these on and then take it for a test spin. Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and we're going to mount these on. Colby's got the other side, I've got this side. 5 lugs, just go ahead and throw them on. Same way we took it off. This cone shape faces the inside, kind of seats in here. I don't even know if I'm on the camera right now, but I'll hope that I am. So I'll go ahead and fasten this on. Spaceship returning to ground. I didn't even notice my socket came off and it's stuck on one of the lugs right now. Oh yeah. Honestly, even without the caps, this thing doesn't look too bad on steels.
Yeah. I
But-
think if they were like regular steel or chrome, it would look kind of weird.
Mhm.
Because there's no like other steel or chrome. Well, I don't know. I guess you got the trim going down it, but
Yeah, the maroon kind of suits it though. I mean, it matches the rest of the
Yeah,
car,
I know
obviously,
it's
but
maroon.
yeah. Go ahead, torque everything down one more time and then take it for a test drive. Gonna go ahead and pull the arms out and then pull it out. It's on the ground. Colby's S10 is here. And we're going to go ahead and he's going to take that out, and I'm going to take this out. Taking out the 60-year-old car that has not seen the road in almost a year now, besides one drive, and taking out the S10, which has only seen the road a couple of times. Is it a good idea to take both of these out at the same time? Of course not. Yeah, not at all. But, I mean, what kind of stories are you going to tell by just doing normal things and taking the normal precautions that everyone else would? The S10 is fired up and sounding good, of course. Rambler is also running right now, but you can't hear it over the fact that it's drowned out by a rowdy 6-liter. I'm gonna back it up. We're gonna drive it over to our buddy's house, which is gonna be the test drive. I need to take it up there anyways, and we're heading that way, so I might as well stop there. But we'll drive it around and see how it goes. Show off. Anyways, I'll let you know how it goes. So in and of itself, this is kind of a maiden voyage. I have not driven this thing on these tires yet, obviously. But last time I drove it was on the completely jacked up tires, and I think before that it was last fall since I drove it. So it's been probably about 9 months. So just going on the driveway here, it already feels a lot smoother. They red balanced. I don't know how well aligned they are. That might have to get done, but I'm probably gonna take a road that'll get me up to about 40 or 50. So I'll have to use Waze as my speedometer, have that in a little phone mount next to me. And just going on the driveway, this is already astronomically smoother than it was before. We had the tires at about 38, 40 PSI, and it feels smooth. It was rocky before. It felt like I was driving over airport rumble strips. Felt like I was driving in the shoulder of the highway. Not good, so better than before. We are cruising through some back roads now. You can see that the windshield is an absolute mess, but outside of that, it is driving smoother than it ever has in my time of ownership. I'd like to say that these are good to go. I'd like to say that it is going to be good to sell. Once again, I'll get some more drive tests in, but for now, it feels phenomenal. Maybe I'm just saying that because last time I had it out, it felt abominable, abysmal, however you want to phrase it, egregious even, but for now, it sounds good. I'm going to go ahead and keep on ripping it around, and we will give you an update if anything changes. One of the other big things that I've noticed, and I'm noticing now as I'm driving it, is going around corners feels astronomically better. It used to get the speed wobbles when I first bought it around 60 miles an hour. I had some local 60 mile an hour roads around my house, so I'd take turns going up there, and it would start to shake pretty badly once it would get there. Not super hateful, but definitely not good. Then it started getting worse and worse, and then it was just whenever I took a corner. Like if I was going around this corner, you can see now, I'm probably going about 20 if I had to guess. It would just, the whole steering wheel just kind of pulse like that. So that is gone. I've taken corners at decent speeds in this drive, and I've driven the speed limit and tested a little bit beyond, and it feels good. So, no complaints once again. I have a tendency to repeat myself. Well, the old girl made it here just fine. It is driving fantastic on the new tires, absolutely no complaints. I almost don't want to sell it now, but I still think it's in my best interest for me to do so. Might keep it around, might drive it around just a little bit longer. I am not sure, but we shall see. Anyways, I'm going to conclude that video here. That's a little step-by-step of how I got the tires on and off and how I replace them, and more so just a little vlog content to go along because I've not shown this car on the channel in quite some time. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. And if you want to stick around for more content on this, more content on the Lexus, more on the Galaxy, more on the camper, you name it, go ahead and subscribe and be sure to stick around for more because I got plenty more where this came from. Recording quite a bit recently, showing off quite a bit of fun projects and activities that we've done. So that'll be it for now. Thank you for watching. You have a good one.